For 5 years, I knew that it was likely that the day that we are released and are no longer prisoners would be the happiest day of my life, and I'm certain that was true. But what has surprised me is that the handling of the situation by the Pakistanis, the men who have rescued us, the men who have made all of this possible, has actually made our second day even better than our first day of tasting freedom. It has been incredibly professional. I have been amazed. I have seen in Canada and the United States, I have seen similar operations that have been bungled very badly and were not handled as professionally. But this has been a tremendously precision work. It has been tremendously professional. It has been tremendously secure for my family. And they have taken every effort to make things as easy as possible. And so I can say to you, I did see the truth. And the truth was that car was riddled with bullets. The ISI and the army got between the criminals and the car to make sure that the prisoners were safe and my family was safe. There are good Muslims, there are bad Muslims, and there are those who are not Muslim, they are pagan. The criminals who held us, they were not good Muslims, they were not even bad Muslims, they were pagan. The men who kidnapped us did not even make a pretense of being Muslim. From the time halfway through our captivity, they even ceased to call themselves Mujahideen. They were undoubtedly criminals, they were undoubtedly pagans. They were directed by commanders who were not guided by Islam and were not even pretending that they were guided by Islam. They were guided by external factors and guided by their own agendas. For 5 years, where we spent a large bulk of that time in Afghanistan, I do not see the presence of Afghan soldiers. I do not see control of Afghan government in these areas at all. Some areas may be controlled by Taliban, some areas may be controlled by Mujahideen, some areas are certainly controlled by criminals, and some areas are completely uncontrolled. Pakistanis are doing everything to their utmost. The different agencies have been overlapping with each other and working together, and each time that we are moved, we are handled, we are talking to another agency, we are just increasingly impressed by the fact that it is not a rare oddity. It is not that there is one or two good men who are serving Pakistan in this fashion. It is actually everyone we meet who is, whether he is the driver of the jeep, or he is the guard outside the door, or he is the man who is taking information. All of them have been incredibly attentive and incredibly professional, and I thank them all. Western media reports will look at Pakistan a little bit differently now after this has happened, and will understand that it is not a third world disaster area run by incompetent people at all. It is actually on the world stage and on the front lines